Over the last 6 months, I'm going to be honest, it's been a little bit confusing, a little bit chaotic. The AI landscape keeps changing. The market's expectations keep rising. And most online coaches right now are stuck in this weird in-between phase where they're using AI, but it's not actually making them any money, but they know they have to learn it, but it's not making them the money. And for me, it has felt like I've been constantly adapting in real time, lots of pivots. And that was compounded a couple months ago when I lost my Instagram account, which ultimately has led me to finding a completely new solution for growing my coaching business, where now everything just clicks. The AI clicks, the model clicks, the ads click, the offer clicked. And suddenly the goal that I set out to achieve 6 months ago has become way more clear on how to actually achieve it. And the goal was to build a 7-figure coaching business that is mostly run with one AI and one human executive assistant and myself as the founder. And so in this video, I'm going to walk you through a new model for getting high-ticket coaching clients online in 2026. And it's what is working right now amidst this AI era. And it is new. It is simpler than it should be. And once you see it, you're going to understand why it actually works. Now, this is a new way of doing things, okay? It's not like the traditional low-ticket funnels or Instagram follower ads or webinars, hiring appointment setters, or just posting 5 times a day on multiple platforms and praying something sticks. It's not that. We've all done those things. Mostly they're terrible. This is different. And also it's not for everybody. This is really only for what I call lifestyle founders. And you might be a lifestyle founder if you are an expert. You get your clients great results and you have a premium high ticket offer, or you are willing to create one. But if you love the grind, you love the chaos, you want a big team, more complexity, this isn't going to be your thing. And I'll explain that with a little bit of a random thought. Have you ever seen Jerry Maguire, the movie? It's like 30 years old now. I accidentally watched it recently, late one night after the kids went to bed. Don't judge me. 30-year-old rom-coms are awesome. Anyways, at the beginning of the movie, Jerry is kind of like at the top of his game. He's an elite sports agent, works with a big firm, makes big money, and he can't stand it. Like, he literally can't sleep. One of the first scenes of that movie is he's up at 2 a.m. and he's writing this thing that he calls the manifesto or the mission statement. And the big idea was like, we need to do this with fewer clients, more heart, actually care. Basically, he wakes up and realizes that the whole industry he works for is soul sucking. And so he quits in front of everybody. And he's doing this whole who's coming with me speech. And who leaves with him? Okay, it's a goldfish. Well, he takes a goldfish. And then one assistant named Dorothy. God bless Dorothy. Okay, and so now Jerry's whole company is him, a fish, and an executive assistant. And that right there has got the bones of a lifestyle founder story written all over it. And if at some point you've walked away from the safe thing because you knew you could do it better with more integrity or on your terms, awesome. Like, good for you. It's like me. I used to be a certified financial planner. I had to leave. And we are kind of like Jerry walking out of that building. And if you resonate with that, like, you might be a lifestyle founder. But the next part of that movie is where it gets interesting and like where lifestyle founders are actually made, because that's the part of the story where Jerry gets crushed. Okay. He loses almost every client. He's broke. He's sitting alone in his apartment, wondering if he just blew up his entire life. And that's where a lot of self-employed coaches and professionals are right now. They left the old world and they're building their own new thing, but they haven't cracked the business model yet. And if you're in that phase, like, that part kind of sucks, to be honest. Like, I've been there multiple times. It's not fun. I just came out of a version of that. But it's usually in those dips where you discover what it is you need to get you to the next spot. And for Jerry, when he was in his low moments, he discovered a new word. And that word was called the Quan.
You know, some dudes might have the coin, but they'll never have the Quan.
What is...
It means love, respect, community, and the dollars too, the entire package, though. Quan. Great word.
Tell?
It's a great word. And it doesn't just mean money. It means love, respect, community, and the dollars. It's the whole package, right? It's not just the revenue. It's not just the freedom. It's not just the impact. It is all of it. And by the end of the movie, Jerry doesn't just talk about the Quan, he delivers it, right? He gets Rod the contract. And so Rod gets the money, he gets the respect, and Jerry gets paid. He also finds love and he builds a family. And that movie might be 30 years old, but Jerry might be the first ever lifestyle founder because he wasn't chasing the corporate ladder or chasing more business. He made a decision and he chose to create a life. And that's what I'm going to show you how to build in this video. That's what this blueprint is it's not just about how to attract high-ticket coaching clients and get premium clients in 2026 without living on your phone and without turning your whole life into a never-ending content grind. This is how to make the Quan. Okay, this is how to build a life, how to have a lifestyle business. Because what's the point of building a business that works if you're stressed, you're scattered, and you're stuck in just like a different machine all over again? And so if this resonates and you're vibing with the idea of a lifestyle founder and you want the full playbook of how to actually build $1 million lifestyle business, then you're in the right spot and this video is for you. I'm going to show you how it works right now. All right, I'm going to go through a couple of slides and frameworks, and underneath this video, there will be a link for you to get access to this resource, which I'm calling the definitive playbook for building $1 million lifestyle business with AI. All right, so the first thing that we got to talk about when we're looking at this business is like, what is the path? And the path to $1 million business, so $84,000 a month is $1 million business. But there are two parts of this journey. There are the things that you need to build. These are like the external things. And then there's who you need to become. And in my world, I use archetypes to describe this becoming journey. And there's actually the apprentice, and then magician, wizard, king, or queen. And each of these archetypes show up in different seasons, and they all have very similar patterns, similar limiting beliefs, similar skills that you have to acquire in order to get to the next level. And on the other side is what there is to build. And in the beginning, the first thing, most important thing, is an offer, right? Then you need to figure out a way to get leads every day. And then ultimately you create systems to get your time back. And this, in a very simple way, is kind of the journey that lifestyle founders go through. And I'm going to share with you a few stories and parts of the puzzle that we implemented in a few clients' businesses that helped them get great results. All right, so the first one I'm going to share is actually Michelle. Okay, so Michelle here, she was a fitness coach. They were doing about $8,000 a month when they came to us, Reese and Michelle. And a big part of their growth, they went all the way up to $40,000 a month. They moved to Mexico. They have fully like lifestyle founders for sure. But a big unlock for them was really owning their niche and their message and their brand, and that allowed them to raise their prices from $1,500 to $5,000, and that was a big unlock for them. And then we have Kevin. Kevin is an agency owner, and he was doing everything organically. And for him, the big unlock was we started to run ads, and he was able to go from 8 all the way to 40,000, and then beyond that, all the way up to $80,000 a month was the last time I talked to him. And the unlock was learning how to do ads. And so both of these pieces, clarifying the brand and running the ads, is what allows you to attract leads every day. And it solves the problem that most coaches struggle with, which is they don't have enough leads. All right. So these are the first kind of pieces of the puzzle. The next piece of the puzzle is to share a story of Robbie. So Robbie came to us and he was a firefighter. He was making no money from coaching, but he had a passion and he launched his business. And within 13 months, he built it all the way up to $100,000 a month. Now, there's a lot of reasons why he was successful, but one of them was he's really great at content. All right. And he made content that he enjoyed and that resonated with a clear niche to firefighters. He started working with firefighters. And this was a big part of his success, going from 0 to 100K per month. Jessica, when she came to us, she was around 10K. She grew all the way to 45. And a big piece for her was running workshops and starting a school community. And both of these, so creating content and live workshops, are the solution to nurturing leads into customers. And so when I say customers, it can either be with a low ticket paid workshop, or it can be like an application. Basically, they are taking the next step towards working with you. And we want to be able to get customers every week, right? Leads every day, customers every week. And when we can do that, we solve a big problem in the marketplace right now, which is no trust. All right. So a lot of coaches or clients, your clients, they've been burned before. And skepticism is at an all-time high. There's all the fake news, AI. And so being able to establish and build trust is a key part of making this whole system work. Next two is we have AJ and we have Andreas. When AJ came to me, he was a fitness coach, but wanted to transition to business coaching. So new offer. And we showed him how to craft a high ticket offer and put it just on a simple one-page offer doc. And AJ was awesome already at sales, but we showed him how to sell by chat. And he ended up winning the school games with an offer doc and selling by chat. And he went from 0 to 20K per month. And then he went on to 50K per month and beyond afterwards. But a big part of his success was having a clear offer, and then he already had the sales skills. We just showed him how to sell by chat. And then Andreas, when he came to us, he was around 10K per month, and he was a sales coach, and he scaled all the way to $60,000 a month. And a key part for him was, one was the mindset, really, but the other piece was like putting in a system using school where there was like regular lead flow and outreach and being able to fill his calendar. And there was a system, a funnel, right? And when you have these things, when you have a clear offer and you have a funnel, you have a way of getting the clients onto your calendar or in an application, you end up with clients every month and you end up solving the problem of no sales. You need a good offer and you need to have a system. All right. And then lastly, we have Brenda and myself. And so for Brenda, when she came to us, she was making $500 a month. She was great at the low ticket stuff. And we helped her create a high ticket offer, a back end, and we defined her model for her, which looked like a low ticket and a high ticket. And that really worked for her. And she went from $500 a month to $15,000 in recurring revenue for a mastermind offer. It's $180,000 a year added extra. All right. And for myself, and the biggest unlock has been designing the programs using GPTs and AI agents so that everything can be delivered. The clients get better results faster. They can access my brain anytime they need. And what that does is it allows me to deliver epic client results, and same for Brenda, without taking up all of our time. All right. And so these are actually the problems that coaches and consultants have, is they have no leads, they have no trust, they have no sales, and they have no time. And we solve that by running these 8 little projects: clarifying the brand, running ads to get leads, creating content and running live workshops that convert, crafting offers, building a funnel, defining the model, and then leveraging with AI. And then it's just about improving these things over and over again, month after month. And this is where, like, I've been running this for a long time, 5 or 6 years. And the way that when I say it's something new, it's because the pieces have been refined where I discovered how to do this in a new way that I'm going to share with you in a second, that unlocks everything, where everything just starts to click. But these are the pieces that have been working for a long time and are kind of like the foundations. So let me now just show you how this actually works and looks as a system. All right, so this is the one-page business blueprint. This is the entire school engine on one sheet of paper. This is my whole business in a nutshell. This is what we install into our client's business so that they can get great results. And I'm just going to walk you through this step by step. And underneath this video, there should be a link to a resource like the playbook that has this in there. And you can fill this out. You can follow along and fill this out, or on your own time. So the first thing that I do with all of my clients is we get clear on what are the numbers for them to hit their goals and their dream life. And you got to be clear with the numbers. And so, for example, if your goal is, let's say it's 50K, and you want to do that, in 30 days or every 30 days, that means you have to know what's the price of your product or service. So let's call it 5K. That means you're going to need 10 sales a month in this example, right? And so in order to do that, and if you know these numbers, it should be, you need to make around 40 offers. Okay, if you make 40 offers, you will close about 25% of them, right? 1 in 4, and you'll make your 10 sales. Now the next part is, and this is the cool thing, is like at a certain point, it just becomes about math. And if you know the math, you know how the numbers work, then you can predict your income and you can be quite, predictable and reliable and have an actual system. But you have to know the numbers and you have to know how it works. So for example, I know that in order to generate 40 offers, either applications or calls, you will need about 1,000 leads. Okay, and then 1,000 leads at a cost of $5 a lead is about $5,000. So would you spend $5,000 on ads to make 50? Right? And this is the math that you have to figure out. Okay, the next thing is you need to have a very clear problem. A lot of people have offers that nobody really cares about. And really there's just 4 core problems that high ticket coaching and consulting solves. Either it's you're helping people get more money, have more love, get out of physical pain, or look more beautiful. And one of the cool things that I have built now is, this is my AI dashboard, and this is basically where I run my whole business from. And starting very shortly, all of my clients are going to have access to their custom version of this that comes preloaded with all of my AI agents. So they already have access to this, and this solves a huge problem. Like the speed at being able to create resources has been significantly reduced. And so when clients come in and they start working with me, the first thing that they do is they fill out the business profiler, they fill out an avatar, they go through a process with my agents. And this will do deep research, deep demographic, psychographic research, and it creates these robust avatar profiles that finally get your messaging to actually pop and land and feel like you're actually speaking to your ideal client. Then you put your brand voice maker, so it'll get your voice and tone, and then it will help you craft your offer based on that. And then my clients stick the information into here, and this becomes their brain. And from once the business vault is loaded up, every asset that we go to create from here, their offer, the resources down here, are all able to be created quite quickly because we've built that resource with the AI agents. All right. And so the foundation is up here, right? Being able to create a transformational product and offer. That is bar none the most important part, is like having a good offer. Now, there are 4 things that I shifted recently because of losing my Instagram that has made everything click. And so what those 4 things are, this is the whole system. But the things that have shifted is I added YouTube. So I started a YouTube channel. And I know nothing about YouTube. I'm learning YouTube, but I just had a video. I knew it was heavy to get all the video editing and thumbnails. And so I built an AI agent for that. And between me and my AI agent, we had our first viral video, I guess, 67,000 views, 2,000 new subscribers. And I'm really loving YouTube, and it's bringing in really high quality leads. And that's new for me. All right. The next thing is, traditionally I'd always done just free community, give everything away for free, but I lost my pixel. So I needed a better targeting or a better ad strategy. So I decided I would do a $47 workshop community, meaning you pay one time. For now, I might change this later, but it's $47 one time and you get access to all of my workshops. And what's cool about this is I now have, I started thinking about this. Would I rather have 12,000 people in a free community or 1,000 people? Right now I have 744 people who have paid something. And based on just the numbers and the stats, which I'll share with you shortly here, I would rather have a smaller group of people who paid something. And I'll share with you exactly why, and share with you the math. I'll just share with you, first I'll share with you how this whole system works. So that's a new thing. The next thing that is new, I've always done workshops, but now it's with a higher quality lead. This is the third thing that's new, is a 30-day paid trial. And this is my way of getting this is the linchpin idea right here. Okay. This is cool. This is cool. But this is the thing that fundamentally changes the whole money model. And I'll just share with you what happened. Okay. So last month, let me move my head out of the way. Okay, so last month, I spent $7,000 on ads. And it was costing me about $30 to get somebody to join for $47. However, I have a 30-day trial. And this 30-day trial is a paid 30-day trial. So it's not free, it's a paid trial of my main high-ticket program. And between the $47 sales and the paid trial, which all happened within 30 days, I generated $28,000 within the first 30 days, which is a 4x return on ad spend. Then on the back end, there was an additional $43K in upsells. This is $71K on a $7K ad spend. And even just the front end is profitable, 4x. So the money model on this is, it just works phenomenally well. All right. So these are the pieces, and this is big picture. This is how it works. So you need to have a system for attracting. For us, we have the school network, which is now spending money on ads for us. They just released the growth boost, which means they are advertising and getting me leads and customers. Okay. And then I run my own ads to get my own leads and customers. And then I'm using YouTube, and I'm not on Facebook, and I'm not on LinkedIn, and I'm not on Instagram, and I'm not on TikTok. And I didn't think that was possible. Okay. And then all of my traffic, primarily because it's working better, is driving towards to the paid community, but I also am driving traffic here too in my free community, right? I link that in my YouTube videos. I do have a small budget going towards that, but primarily I'm driving most traffic to my paid community. Okay. And then once a week I do a workshop, and this is how I'm able to get sales without sales calls. And I'm finding that the people who show up to the workshop because they paid a little bit of money, and then they can attend the next workshops that I do for free, are high quality, and they are like, they know me, like me, trust me. So they're very warm. And so the conversion on the workshop, to join a 30-day free trial is low risk. It's a paid trial, and I'll usually offer a bonus right there on the workshop for people who take fast action. And this is just working. And then really what happens is on the back end, like I then have 30 days. So they join the trial, and that's basically like setting, right? And then they're in my ecosystem and they're using my tools and they're getting access to the tracker and they're getting a high level of accountability. And we are continually dropping AI resources and tools to make the creation of all of this very simple, right? Like in our, we have our AI assistants here. So we have the executive assistant, the media manager. This is all becoming available for our clients as well. Right now, they already have access to this entire team. So when it comes to creating, a workshop or creating the ads, there is an AI agent for every step of the process, which makes it implementation a breeze, and they get high quality outputs. And so this becomes the system, and this is it, right? You get the foundations right. And then if you have ads, you have traffic, you're driving them to a school community, you have a weekly workshop. Well, you can choose weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, whatever your cadence is, right? You offer a trial. You don't have to offer the trial. That's just what's working for me. You could offer a phone call as the next step. When I work with my clients, we customize it based on where they're at. And then those are the foundations. And then after, this circle here becomes the how you scale, right? And it's being able to chat and sell by chat, getting an email system in place, getting your content system dialed, having a VSL, and then retargeting ads. And a lot of people get hung up on all of this stuff. This is the pieces for scaling. Okay. But this is the whole system. So you attract, you nurture, you convert, and then you deliver, and you get a client testimonial, you get them a result, and that becomes your ads back on the front and becomes a flywheel. All right. So that is what's working right now. And I hope you got some value out of this. I hope you can see like what is the big idea and what's actually working right now. So thanks for watching. That's it for this video. And there should be links underneath if you want to learn more, you want to work together, you want to get these PDFs and the workbook. And thanks for watching. Chat soon. Bye.